friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley if you are new here, and on this channel I typically share homeschool content. So this is a little bit different than I normally would share about, but I thought it was relevant enough and something interesting that people don't talk about all that often. I wanted to share what our screen time rules are in our house and also share some educational and non-stimulating shows that we love here. So first, I just wanted to put in a little bit of a disclaimer and say that over the years, our screen time has changed a lot, and I am in no way judging you if you do something different than we do. There were times that we were in survival mode and we allowed my son to watch a lot more TV than I would allow him to watch now, but you do what you can do with the information that you have, right? So definitely no judgment here. I just wanted to say that first. So like I mentioned, we are a homeschool family. We typically right now do school Monday through Thursday or 4 days a week, and it's not always Monday through Thursday. Sometimes we'll skip a day in the middle of the week and end up homeschooling on Fridays, but we do homeschool, and because of that, I have fallen into a routine most days where we won't watch TV until our schooling is done for the day. It sort of motivates all of us to do school because it's sort of like a little reward at the end of the day. Now, we are not completing the school to watch TV, but it still does keep things, I think, in their priority. I want to make sure that we are getting to school first, of course, before we're watching TV. So I guess that's kind of the first rule. I'd say the second rule is that they will watch under 2 hours of TV each day, and I try to keep it around an hour. We do try to also stick to only certain TV shows that I will get to at the end of the video. I occasionally will let them stray from this list, but for the most part, I want to keep the shows either educational or at the very least non-stimulating, because some of the shows out there now are extremely stimulating, and I've noticed that when we turn the shows off, my boys are like off the rails. Like they're bouncing off the walls, they're running around, and while, like I said, sometimes that's okay, they do have a few favorites that I don't technically love, and they do kind of hype them up a bit, but I do try to limit them because I don't want them being overstimulated, most days of the week. So I would say those are our TV rules. There are obviously other screens that they have access to or that exist, and another one that I let them use is I'm getting at here is I'm trying to keep the quality of the things that they're watching as high as possible. So I do use screens as a tool for myself, and if I'm needing to keep my toddler a bit extra busy for some reason, for a very short amount of time, mostly when my son and I are doing school, we definitely don't do this every day or even every week, but on the rare occasion, I will allow my toddler to watch books on my phone. We have an app from our library that he can go in and he can watch kids' books, so I know that they are safe. And they do have moving pictures in some of them. It's not just like a still picture while they read to them. So if I would prefer that, I suppose, but I don't really mind that some of them move. I will also allow my preschooler to watch books on my phone, but there is no they're not doing that every single day. I just do that at my own discretion. Sometimes, like I said, I will use it as a tool if I am needing a bit of extra quiet or needing to relax a bit extra or something. Occasionally we'll do that. So another screen that we do have in our house is the Amazon Fire tablet, I believe this is called. We only have one right now. My oldest, my 5-year-old, is allowed to play with this every day during quiet time, but I do cap it around an hour. The reason I allow him to do it for that long is for the reason I mentioned before. It really gives both of us a break to really relax. It also is because I let him play ABC Mouse on it, and in there, it is like very high quality screen time as well. He is learning through it, and he watches books on there as well. He watches videos that teach him things, and I'm always impressed, honestly, at what he is learning on there. So that is another way that we are using screens in our house as well. So those are basically like our rules for our house. We also do watch movies together as a family. I will occasionally allow my sons to watch a movie together too, but there is no like hard and fast rule of when they're allowed to do that. We always do have Saturday morning family time where we all watch a movie together. But the next thing I wanted to talk about are exceptions to these rules, because there are always exceptions, right? And we don't live in a perfect world, and we don't stick to these rules all the time, and that's okay. And so I just wanted to give you an idea of kind of like when we would break these rules, and some ideas that I came up with off the top of my head are if we are sick, if one of the kids is sick, if I'm sick, if my husband is sick, if we're not in like a functioning mood, if we're in kind of survival mode, like I'm talking fevers or something like that along the lines of being sick, then we kind of are in survival mode. We use TV as much as we feel fit that day. There are times that I've left it on all day just to make it through the day, but that's why it's okay, right? Because it's an exception, and they are not doing that every single day. So another exception I thought of was also if it's kind of along the lines of being sick, but it's not exactly being sick. If we are in newborn land, we have 3 kids here, so we've gone through this twice now with having a child home. We definitely allow more TV time during that time as well, because again, we're in survival mode, and we just kind of go day to day what we find is right for that time. Also, if one of the kids was up a whole lot and I'm feeling extra exhausted, I may allow them to watch a little bit more TV that day so that I can rest a bit more. So these are just the rules and the exceptions that work for our family. But like I mentioned, it changes honestly kind of all the time with the seasons. But in this homeschool time, with having a baby and a toddler at home, this is kind of what works for us. I'm sure it will change as our kids get older. Oh, I also did forget to mention, sometimes we won't do any TV at all. If it's a nice day out, like currently right now it's spring and it's getting warm. It was like 70 degrees out today, and my kids spent the day outside after we finished school. So I do try to not go to TV every single day if we can manage to like play outside instead, or I will try to encourage them to play outside first, and then if it's, you know, if it's too cold or it's raining or something, then we may go to TV after that. So the last part of this video, I just wanted to share some of our favorite educational or non-stimulating TV shows. So right off the bat, our very favorite is Wild Kratts. My sons love animals, and especially my older son, he loves learning about animals. So that's what they do in that show. And then there's a bit of like fun, imaginative, like the kids pretend that they're animals as well, because that's what they do on the show. That one is our probably ultimate favorite. We also really enjoy Cat in the Hat because it's also educational. It's not their favorite, but they do like watching that too. And the next one is kind of like a love-hate relationship, but I do let them watch Blippi sometimes. They don't watch it that often, but it is educational. Some people probably hate Blippi, and I understand that, but they do watch that sometimes. The next one is Daniel Tiger. I would say this is definitely geared towards younger kids, maybe 3 or 4. My older son doesn't really love it anymore, but Daniel Tiger is also educational and very calm, so we like that one. So for the last ones, I'm just going to read off the list. There are ones that we have watched but don't watch regularly, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about them, but I do want to include them in here. There is Clifford, Dora the Explorer, Curious George, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, Little Bear from the 90s. I think I watched Little Bear when I was a kid, and I loved Little Bear. And then Dinosaur Train is another one. I believe Dinosaur Train is also educational too, but some of these are not educational, they're just fun. And of course, this is not an exhaustive list. There are many other ones that are good, but these are just some that we really like. So I think that is all for this video. I hope that it was encouraging or at least interesting to you to hear what we do in our home for screen time. If you feel like you would like to share what your rules are, I'm actually very interested if you feel comfortable sharing, because I know this is definitely one of those topics that can be met with a lot of judgment. So just a reminder, no judgment here. But thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next one.